Good evening, good evening. Not going to keep you waiting too long. Looks like my volume is a little high, but looks like it's falling back into good territory. Hopefully, you all are having a fantastic Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Hopefully, you grabbed you some tacos, having something nice and hearty for dinner. Personally, I'm in the mood for some soup. It's just a little bit chilly out there, and when it's chilly outside, for me, gumbo typically hits the spot, but soup is a good second place, followed up by chili. So I know y'all didn't come here for food. We're going to dive into the forecast. I do want to give folks a couple of minutes that are joining us on our YouTube stream. But hello to everybody that's joining us at home on Roku or on Amazon and all of the other different ways that you can catch us at home. And hello to our YouTube audience that is starting to grow. Let's dive into your forecast. I always say that I want to keep you for a good time, not a long time. Give you what you need to know so that you can go. Let's dive in. Alrighty, so if you've stepped outside today, you know that temperatures are chilly. It is cold out. Oh, by the way, if you're joining us, there's a lot of you joining us on the stream. Feel free to drop in the comments. I am watching your chat right now. I can respond to questions and also laugh at petty comments because, it's the South. I get it. But let's dive in. Cold temperatures returning as we head into the overnight hours. I expect most of us to bottom out somewhere in the low to mid 30s, but there's going to be some 20s on the map, especially places like LaGrange are going to float with the upper 20s. Even Rome, Georgia, starting off the morning colder than the rest of us. But that dry stretch of weather will continue as we head through the next couple of days. So no interruptions there. Chilly mornings. What I would call seasonably mild temperatures for the afternoon in the mid 50s-ish range is going to be something that we're going to feature through the end of the work week and even heading into Saturday. Not too bad. The clouds will build, but it's going to be pretty comfortable out there. All eyes to Sunday. We're giving you a first alert for Sunday. And we do these things called first alerts. A lot of you are frequent viewers, so you understand it's a heads up. When we see something, we want to tell you this is something that you should know because it'll probably impact you. And since Sunday's not only one of the last shopping Sundays before Christmas, but also just because it's the weekend and like Sunday fun days. Anytime it rains, it messes up my Sunday fun day plans. So we want to give you that heads up. We're watching a system right now that is trending a little bit wetter for some parts of our area, but it's something for us to watch. We typically do our forecast based on a lot of different models that we look at. A lot of us have worked in the South or lived in the South most of our lives. We have a lot of folks that have been here for a decade plus. So all of those things come into play when we do our forecast. And the guidance is trending just a little bit wetter. Several of the models have trended wetter than they were yesterday. So we've upped that rain chance and we've prompted a first alert. So let's dive in. Let's talk about the numbers. It's cold out. I'm going to be stepping out to grab something to eat soon, and I'm going to need a jacket. 47 degrees here in Atlanta. You can see the 40 down in Locust Grove, Edenton, Athens, 45 Gainesville. But check out Blue Ridge. We're talking about losing 12 to nearly 15 degrees in some parts of the Georgia mountains as that cold air continues to build in. So it's going to be a chilly night. Diving into the metro. Last night someone asked me, I believe she asked me for Dunwoody. Dunwoody's at 41, Villa Rica over at 40. We're all cold through the evening, and those numbers are going to continue to drop as we head through the next few hours. So we're going to wake up to numbers that are going to be a degree or two warmer than they were this morning. We have some more clouds out there. The winds are relaxing, and those two things are going to work to get us into the 30s. But I think we bottom out near 35 here in the city. You can see that most other locations are in the low 30s, even some upper 20s in places like Rome, Georgia, for the start of the morning. Let's get you through tomorrow so that you can plan ahead. Mostly sunny for the start of the day, becoming partly cloudy as we head into the evening. But a dry day nonetheless. With the winds light, there's not really going to be a wind chill factor that's going to be noticeable. So getting into the 40s by around the 10 o'clock time frame and then sailing into the upper 50s. I actually think tomorrow afternoon is going to be the best feeling afternoon of the forecast period of the week. So if you have things that you want to get done, if you're off, you have a delayed start or any of that, it's going to feel amazing out there. Take the dogs for the extra long walk, give them that extra 15 minutes or so, because it's just going to feel quite nice out there. Heading into the start of your Thursday, we expect the numbers to be near 40 degrees in the morning, but winds are going to be out of the northeast and are going to be a little bit breezy at times, and that's going to filter in some cooler air. So not going to get into the upper 50s for highs, but I do think the mid 50s is probably a solid bet. A degree or two cooler because of that shift in the wind coming out of the northeast. So we'll top out. We're calling it 56 degrees for a daytime high Thursday. Partly cloudy, not a bad day either. I mean, 57, 56 is about the mark for this time of year, so that's pretty pretty close to seasonal. But what you're probably all sticking around for is the rain chance, and that's at 40% for Sunday. So I'm going to do something that I would never do on TV, but I'm going to do it in this stream. It's going to kind of give you a little bit of a look behind the layer at some of the things that we look at for forecasting. Whenever we typically present a forecast to you on TV, normally our team of meteorologists, we've all kind of chatted about it. We all have our different biases, which is why, the numbers may nudge a degree or two here or there. But we have a conversation about what we all see. What's the macro picture? What's the big thing happening in the atmosphere? What's the small thing happening? What are the things about our area and how do they react? And we do all of this based off of some of the model data. So this is a stream. I told you I wasn't going to keep you all night, so we're not going to run through 20 models, but I will pick two, and I'll show you those two model outputs and kind of give you the idea of why, we're telling you, hey, this is something we need to continue to watch over the course of the next couple of days. The first model that I will show you, I'll be able to tell you about the output. This should be the GFS model. And what it's doing here is it's going to forecast this area of low pressure to develop in the Gulf of Mexico and eventually lift it further north and east, so making it move inland. Once again, we're not talking about a tropical system or anything here. We're talking about an area of low pressure, but same thing, just not tropical. It's going to bring a whole lot of moisture into Florida, South Georgia, and this GFS model lifts that center of low pressure pretty much over Jacksonville. So if you know where Jacksonville is on the map, you can see that that low is pretty much right over Jacksonville, which in turn throws more moisture our way. So this particular model is calling for a washout all day, and then eventually pulling on off towards the north and east, keeping the rain chance heavy in the morning, lingering in the afternoon. This model output that I'm going to show you right here is kind of what we're thinking. It's more in line with what the guidance, how these systems typically act. Different models, not to give you too much, but different models are good at predicting different things. Like there's a model called the Canadian model. Whenever I'm looking at overnight lows, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Clear skies, light wind, clouds, fog. What are we dealing with here? I will look at the Canadian model, and for me, the Canadian model is always the bottom. So I will never ever forecast that number, but depending on what the dew points are and everything else that's happening, I'm like, that's the low it's going to be, because this model is it's a cold model. Anyways, this model is typically better at handling these type of lows that develop, so we're trending a little bit closer to this resolution. This resolution has nudged further north than it was yesterday evening. So if you joined us on the stream, this low was just kind of like moving across I wouldn't even say Orlando. It's pretty much moving across Miami. It was just continuing straight on out towards the east and then lifting north. This time, and this has been a series of runs. So there have been 4 runs that have happened since last night, and all 4 of the runs have nudged this just a little bit further north. So that's why we decided to increase our rain chances, because the trends and the models are suggesting that, hey, listen, better chance for rain, especially in the south and eastern corner of our viewing area. So something we're going to watch right now looks like South Georgia is going to get a lot of rain, and some of those bands can make their way our way. So that's why there's a first alert, just in case these trends continue, and that brings more rain into the Atlanta metro and then extreme North Georgia as well. For now, we're calling it a 40% chance, clearing out on the back end. No questions in the chat, and it's a lot of y'all watching right now. I'm shocked, because it's a whole lot of jargon coming at you, but good. Kudos. Things clear out Monday, Tuesday. We're looking at a good mix of sun and clouds both days, and temperatures are going to fall back to seasonal numbers, which is like mid-50s for this time of year. So here is that 7-day forecast so that you can plan ahead. Taking a look at the numbers, tomorrow's going to be the clear winter. It's going to be sunny with a few clouds, highs in the upper 50s. I expect some locations to hit that 60-degree mark. Slightly cooler Thursday as those winds shift and become more northeasterly, but still mid-50s, still on par for the time of year. The overnight numbers are a little bit better, and then we're watching for the weekend rain chance. So if you have anything that you have to get done this weekend, I'm going to tell you that right now, Saturday is the day that you're good. It's going to be cloudy, but it's going to be rain-free. That's going to be the day to get out, do some of those last-minute errands, grocery shopping, Christmas shopping, all that stuff. That's your day to do it. Sunday, right now, it's could go either way. We're trending toward the chance for some showers, but not for everybody. If that moisture looks to build a little bit further north, we'll have to increase that rain chance. And just a little bit of a hint, whenever we increase the rain chance, it means more of us are going to get rain. So that's all I have for you right now. Y'all are quiet on YouTube. Y'all leaving me hanging tonight. Last night y'all were so talkative, and we had so many interesting conversations, and I had questions. Everybody's quiet tonight. Everybody's shy. I'm going to give y'all a pass because y'all are eating tacos, and I want to go eat my tacos. So I'm going to wish you a farewell. I will leave you with this 7-day forecast so that you can do your screenshots if you want to, and I will catch y'all on the other side on Peachtree TV at 10. Y'all have a fantastic Tuesday.